Welcome, beautiful people. It's your girl Shy-Bivia, and I am back with another gem dropping video. And in today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you some remote jobs that you can consider. So if you're someone who want to work from the comfort of your own home, then you've come to the right place. Now, in this video, we'll discuss some of the best remote jobs out there. I'm going to be sharing with you 5 companies that are hiring. I believe I'll be sharing a bonus company as well. Usually always hiring, but applications do close out quickly, so you want to keep that in mind as well, and some tips on how to find those jobs. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. Now, before we dive into the companies that are hiring for remote positions, let's first talk about why remote jobs are so appealing today. For starters, remote jobs offer more flexibility, meaning that you can work from anywhere in the world unless the company requires that you work in your home state. And as long as you have an internet connection. Now, you don't have to worry about commuting or, dressing up for work or anything like that. Instead, you can work in your pajamas and take breaks whenever you need them. Additionally, remote jobs often offer a better work-life balance, which is great for those who want to, just spend more time with their families, or if you want to pursue other passions, maybe other business ventures, and so forth. Now that we've discussed the benefits of remote jobs, let's talk about some companies that are hiring right now for remote positions. Now, the first company on our list is Amazon. That's right. The e-commerce giant is currently hiring for a variety of remote positions, including customer service, human resources, and project management. These positions offer competitive salaries, benefits, and opportunities for growth within the company. Now, as you can see here, once you go over to Amazon, you basically go over to amazon.jobs. It's good to go to the actual Amazon site because they do have their own platform already for jobs in particular, right? And so once you go over to Amazon, you're going to scroll all the way down and you can remove or add the remote category. So as you can see, they offer a whole bunch of different categories that you can look at. If you want a more in-person type of job, you can also select your country or region as well. You can select the state. But what we're going to do for the sake of this video, we're going to go ahead and select remote. Okay. Now that we've selected remote, there are 7 pages of virtual jobs available. All types of positions that you can think of. You can go down the list and select jobs that suit your skills. And some of these jobs honestly does not require any degree at all. And Amazon also do have opportunities for training as well. So I would just go through the different jobs, see which one best suits my skills and my preferences, and go ahead and apply for those. Now, before we move on to the next job, I want to mention that some of these positions go very quickly. So, you want to jump on these remote opportunities as soon as possible, and never tell yourself that, oh, you're not going to get it, right? That is definitely having a scarcity mindset, and you don't want to be one of those people. If the job matches your qualifications, suits your preferences, definitely go ahead and apply for the job. Now, next up is Dell Technologies. Now, this computer technology company is looking for remote employees to fill positions in areas such as sales, marketing, and customer service. Now, working for Dell Technologies comes with many perks, including flexible schedules, competitive salaries, and a comprehensive benefits package. Once you go over to Dell Technologies, you go over to view all jobs, and you can filter the type of jobs by going over to this section here and select remote. Now, this is stating that they currently have 95 remote jobs available. All right. And you'll notice as well that even though it says remote, sometimes it will still have a location. That is basically just saying where the job is based, but it does not always necessarily mean that you have to reside in that country or in that city. So as you can see here, Dell has so many, actually 7 pages of remote opportunities available that you can look into. Or if you look at their work-life balance, they believe that work should not be tied to where you are, but to what you do. And moving forward, they expect more than 60% of team members to work remotely on any given day on a more permanent basis even after the pandemic. So this is good to note. And even if you don't currently see a job available right now for you, I would still sign up, join their talent network up here, right? And sign up for notifications based on your preferences and the career field that you are interested in. This is super important because you'll be one of the first people to be notified when, a job is posted. Now, the next company that I want to discuss is Zapier. Now, some of you may be familiar with Zapier, especially if you're a business owner. They are known for helping entrepreneurs and business owners automate their workflows, automate their tasks. I myself, as a business owner, I definitely use Zapier as an integration to automate stuff and to connect, different platforms that I use. Zapier is definitely a part of, running my business every day, and a lot of business owners use Zapier. Now, Zapier, because they're a more automated online, platform, they're also on a mission to have automation and flexibility work for everybody. And so they are hiring, and they do have remote jobs available. But before we go into some of the jobs that they have available, let's look at how they work. So they believe in freedom and flexibility. They're spread across 17 time zones in dozens of countries. Down here, they talk about remote life. Zapier have been, working remotely since they've been founded in October 2011. So they pride themselves in creating a remote life work balance for their team members and for their employees. So they have a remote based culture. Now let's look at their benefits and perks. Now, because Zapier is an all remote company, people can join their workforce from almost anywhere, any country, which is huge, okay? Their benefit programs and their access availability differ from across the board. Now let's take a look closely on some of their key benefits and perks. So they provide healthcare, dental, and vision in the UK, Canada, and United States. They have retirement plans with employer match in the UK, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and the United States as well. You can work from literally almost anywhere. So listen, if you've been dreaming to be, to become a digital nomad, then this may definitely be the company for you. If you're somebody who wants to travel more, you don't want to be confined to just your state or to just your city, and definitely not to a desk, right? 9 to 5. This is the type of company that may suit you. Now, check this out. They offer flexible time off policy. Most teammates take between 4 to 6 weeks off per year for vacation and holidays. You have one annual company retreat to an awesome place. You also get 14 weeks of 100% fully paid leave for new parents. And this is huge as well. It's very important for companies to offer some type of leave, paid leave support for new parents. They have an anniversary reward program at the different milestones based on how long you've been there. They offer a home office setup stipend as well. So basically a reimbursement for setting up your home office to work with Zapier, software budget, professional development allowance, fertility, and planning support. So this is huge. Talks about how they hire as well. And one key thing to note is that they strive to never go more than 7 days without letting you know the status of your application. So whether or not you will be moving forward, they will let you know. And so here you can see all their job openings, right? From customer service to finance to marketing, sales, and success. You can check out the jobs here. So just go to zapier.com/jobs, and I'll make sure that I have the links for all of these sites that I'm mentioning in the description below as well. Now, the fourth company on our list is Verizon. Now, I'm using Flex Jobs to go over the different positions available for Verizon. You don't necessarily have to use Flex Jobs. You can just go to Verizon by itself. But Flex Jobs is actually a great platform, by the way. I've talked about this before. you can find remote jobs, tons of remote jobs and remote opportunities using sites like Flex Jobs. All right. So if you are definitely in the market for a remote position that allows you to have more flexibility, more control over your schedule, definitely check out Flex Jobs. Now, at Verizon, you can see here they have tons of different remote positions available. That's 100% remote, from operations to business sales to content to inbound telesales representative, project management, all of that. They literally have like 98 pages of remote jobs. So again, definitely go over to Verizon or to flexjobs.com and search for Verizon, and you'll be able to find remote work from home jobs and flexible jobs from Verizon. Now, next on the list is U-Haul. Now, U-Haul is hiring right now customer service phone agent remote, right? Part-time. So with this part-time live verify agent, you'll work with customers who opt to rent a U-Haul using their truck share 24/7 program. And customers process their rental and dispatch through the U-Haul app on the smartphone. And as a live verification agent, you will review the customer's information and you'll be responsible for ensuring that everything meets the required standards to rent before approving the rental to be dispatched. They're saying that this is a great opportunity for either students, teachers, or as a second job. If you are an Arizona applicant in the Phoenix metro area, you will be required to work in office. So that's another thing to note. Now, the pay rate for this is about $16 per hour, which is not too bad. It's not all that and a bag of chips, but it is, something. If you're looking for something maybe part-time, this may be ideal for you. It is remote as well, so it still gives you some flexibility. Now, it says, though, here, note that hourly based pay rate may be higher depending on state or local minimum wage laws. Now, here are some benefits that this part time role includes. They do have a medical reimbursement indemnity plan, RX savings plus discount plan, dental plan, vision plan, retirement savings 401k plan, which is awesome as well for a part-time role. It goes over their essential functions here. So claim sessions for customers doing business with U-Haul, review each customer for accuracy. You can go over the essential functions here. Now, requirements, as you can see, they do not require any degree at all, really. So, I mean, if you have at least a year in customer service, which most people do, it doesn't matter where you worked. If you worked at a local grocery store, wherever, a Walmart, a retail store, most people typically will have customer service experience. And just because a job says something is preferred does not necessarily mean that if you absolutely do not have this qualification, you should eliminate yourself. Okay, do not eliminate yourself from applying for a job. Give yourself permission to go ahead and apply for those. If you have good listening, verbal, and written communication skills, hey, this job may be for you. Okay, now let's go over to training and education. So 1 week of training is instructor led with accelerated classroom education and hands-on education in small groups. After initial education, you will be working independently with additional continued education courses, counseling, and coaching from the leadership team. Now, for your schedule, keep in mind that you can be available anytime, really, but their current business hours are between like 4 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Sunday. So on a part-time basis, you obviously won't be working Monday through Friday, 4 a.m. to 11 p.m., but you'll be able to have some flexibility there. Also go over minimum internet speed requirements as well, which you can go ahead and check that out. And to apply for this position, you'll go ahead and just hit apply, and it will basically prompt you to create an account or sign in to start your application process. Now, the next position that I want to mention is live ops. And the reason why I want to mention live ops is because this company offers so much flexibility. It's basically an independent role. So with a live ops, it's an online contact center that gives you the flexibility to be self-employed, set your own hours, and work from literally anywhere. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that with live ops, you're not necessarily hired as an employee, a W-2 employee. Instead, you'll be hired as an independent contractor, which does give you the freedom to, set your own schedule, work from anywhere, and just have a lot more flexibility. So with live ops, this can be either a main hustle or a side gig for you. As you can see here, you can basically create your own schedule. You can choose to work on the phone or just web based. So not all their positions requires you to literally be on the phone with people. You can literally just work web based as well. So if you want to apply to become a live ops agent, you will just go here, select apply now. And another thing to keep in mind is that live ops is about choosing an opportunity that matches your skills and experience and availability. So you don't have to worry about having a specific type of skill or anything like that. They will match the opportunities based on your skills and availability and your experience. All right. Now, it goes over your eligibility here. You can check the eligibility requirements and make sure that they're currently accepting applications in your state. Most times they are. If you go here, it goes over all the states that are eligible to work from home with live ops. They are actively sourcing in more states than none, as you can see, right? Texas, Tennessee, South Dakota, Montana, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Minnesota, Maryland, so many different states. So you can go over here and see if your state is eligible. Home office and equipment setup. So before you begin the application process, you want to think about your home office and ensure that it's properly equipped to launch your new business. Your home office should be a quiet, distraction-free space where you can work comfortably. So most of these work from home jobs, they will require you to have a distraction-free space. Now, after you submit an application, you can also go to their current openings. And as you can see here, opportunities, they have retail support, tech support, healthcare patient support, on-demand support, and again, this is all like virtual, customer service, home delivery. They have a ton of different remote options available for you. Now, another thing to keep in mind though is that you must pass a self-funded background and credit check. So this expense is about $24.99, and it is required by their clients and responsibility of the applicant to do this. So this is another thing to keep in mind. But live ops is a phenomenal opportunity because of the work-life balance that they provide and the flexibility and just being able to set your own schedule. Maybe you're in a season of your life where you just no longer want to commute to work, no longer want to do the 9 to 5. You may have just lost your job, you may just have had a baby or something like that, maybe just relocated, looking for a new job opportunity, or whatever that may be. This may be a great option for you. Now, another remote opportunity, or actually a company that is oftentimes hiring remote jobs that I want to highlight is Delta Airlines, right? And the reason why I wanted to highlight Delta Airlines is, for one, they are a phenomenal company and they do have somewhat good work-life balance, right? I myself personally have been a Delta employee for the past 4 years. Last September, I decided to quit my flight attendant job to pursue full-time entrepreneurship. My time at Delta was great. They did offer some great benefits and great perks. All right. So from an insider, when you work with a Delta, whether you're a flight attendant, whether you're a gate agent, customer support, engineer, data analyst, whatever your position is in Delta, there's like 1,001 positions there, honestly. But whatever your position is, really, you do get great benefits, travel benefits and perks. You get to travel the world and travel within the United States for free and almost free, okay, except for the taxes if it's international. You get to travel with your dependent or with your spouse or with your parent or a companion, whoever you choose to add to your flight benefits. So those are some phenomenal perks because travel does add up. All right. And additionally, they do offer a really good 401k packaging. They automatically give you 3% once you decide to contribute to a 401k, plus an additional 6% match. So that's pretty much like 9%. And that's above average for a lot of companies. A lot of companies only really offer like 3 to about 6%. So Delta is above average with that. There was a job opportunity that was just here, 19772. It's really good to have the keywords for the job or the job number itself, and that helps you to narrow down and find the jobs easier. But that job seems to have been taken away. It was a customer service representative position that was fully remote. Now, I suggest that what you do to keep track of these remote jobs, you can still go through the list. There's a ton of different jobs available, but they do go quickly, especially with Delta Airlines. It is a competitive airline as well. But what I would do is I would sign up to join their talent community or just register for notifications and all of that, because what will happen is you will be one of the first to know. So based on your area of interest, subcategory, all of that, they will send you jobs. And actually, the job that I was talking about was under Delta Vacations, by the way, where you were able to work remotely as a customer service representative. But I say that you should register to get notified when jobs become available, so that way you're like one of the first people to know and you can apply ASAP. Now let's talk about this flight attendant position. I know it's technically not really remote. With this job, you're definitely traveling. For myself, I was a flight attendant for almost 4 years up until last year, 2022. And you're mostly traveling for 2, sometimes 3, 4, and 5 days at a time. It really all depends. So, you'll be away a lot. There are opportunities every month to try to swap your schedule or bid for trips and stuff like that. So sometimes you may be able to bid to go to a particular city, state, or country or something. The odds aren't so well when you're in the newer stage. However, the reason why I wanted to mention this was that there are sometimes opportunities when you become a flight attendant to work remotely as well, where you're supporting the flight attendants who are, in flight remotely. So a lot of times there are opportunities for flight attendants to, give flying a break and be able to work from home with laptop and mobile device provided by Delta. But again, this was just a bonus, and I wanted to mention Delta Airlines because they do have great perks and they always have remote opportunities available. So now that we've discussed some companies that are hiring for remote positions, let's talk about how you can find these jobs. First, start by searching for remote job listings on job search websites such as Indeed, Glassdoor, and LinkedIn. You can also check out remote job boards such as remote.co and FlexJobs, as we talked about earlier. Another option is to reach out to companies directly and inquire about any remote positions they have available. Finally, make sure that your resume and cover letter highlight your remote work experience and skills. So a quick tip here is to make sure that you read the description and the requirements for a job or a remote posting, and make sure that you're using the keywords within your resume. So for example, let's say that it's a customer service remote call center inbound sales kind of job position. Make sure that you have those keywords within your resume. Okay, if it's stating that you need to have Microsoft or Excel skills, make sure that in your resume you state, and your cover letter as well, you state that you do have experience or you have skills with using Excel and Microsoft and all of that. You want to use keywords because a lot of times these companies, especially major companies that have a lot, thousands and thousands of applications, they aren't going through thousands and thousands of applications, right? They're being filtered by, AI technology or by software before they actually land on somebody's lap. So you want to make sure that when your resume is being filtered, that your resume is actually landing on an actual person's lap. Now, that's it for this video on remote jobs. I hope that you found it helpful and informative. Remember that remote jobs offer many benefits, including more flexibility and the ability to work from home, right? From the comfort of your own home. And if you follow my channel, you know that I'm all about business and side gigs, side hustles. So having remote opportunities or having a remote job definitely gives you that opportunity to pursue those things. Plus, with many companies shifting to remote work during the pandemic, there are more opportunities than ever to find a job that allows you to work remotely. Until next time, beautiful people, it's your girl Shy-Bivia. It was an absolute pleasure. Be blessed.